Hi, my name is Kelly Amos and I'm a fitness and nutrition specialist and I'm also a behavior change coach. And today for your tiny health tip, I want to share with you a study that was done at the Mayo Clinic, and it was actually a survey, and the researchers surveyed 4,745 adults, so it was a pretty large number, and they wanted to know how many people are living a healthy lifestyle. Hi, Kirsten. And their definition, or the things that they had to that they were studying as far as the parameters, the 4 parameters were: number 1, being sufficiently active, and so their definition of that was 150 minutes, a minimum of 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity per week. Number 2 was eating a healthy diet, and so they had to do a recall of the last 24 hours as far as their healthy diet. So not probably a real true picture of everything, because I know how the people that I work with or have some struggle with beyond the 24 hours. Number 3, being a non-smoker, and number 4, having a recommended body fat percentage. And so for men, that is 5 to 20%, and for women, that is 8 to 30%. So the survey of the almost 5,000 adults to see the healthy lifestyle, the study, being sufficiently active, eating a healthy diet, being a non-smoker, and having a recommended body fat percentage. And these numbers are crazy, guys. So a lot of the people had accomplished some of the lifestyle goals, so had accomplished some. 16% had 3. 37% had 2. Less than 3% had all 4. And 11.1% had 0 of the healthy lifestyle behaviors. So overall, these are the numbers how they rolled out. And I think this is very interesting, and really it kind of sets a little bit of a tone and reinforces some of the things that I talk about here on the tips as far as fitness, nutrition, and behavior. So overall in the study, 71.5% did not smoke, which I think is pretty good. 71.5% didn't smoke. They were non-smokers. That's awesome. 37.9% consumed a healthy diet. So not quite, certainly not half of them consumed a healthy diet. 9.6%, I know, it's insane. 9.6% had a normal body fat. Let me say that again. 9.6% of these 5,000 people had a healthy body fat, and 46.5% were sufficiently active. 2.7% had all 4. So less than 3% of the 5,000, almost 5,000 that were surveyed had all 4 of these, and 11.1% had 0. So what they also found was women were more likely to be non-smokers and to eat healthy, but they were also more likely to not be as active compared to men. So they were women are more likely to not smoke than men, and to eat healthier, but they were going to be less active than men. Older adults were more likely to be non-smokers and healthy eaters, but they were less likely to be active and more likely to have a higher body fat composition. So what are your tips? You can probably figure them out, but I'm going to give you some anyway. Number 1, here's your tip. So if you're falling into any of these categories and thinking, okay, well, I got 4 of them, or I have whatever based on the parameters, and if you don't know what the parameters are, you're going to have to go back, and if you're just tuning in, you're going to have to go back and listen to the beginning of this. But if you don't have to start with all 4, pick something. And what you could do, if you weren't as active as you think you should, well, not as you think you should be. How active do you need to be? You need to be a minimum of 150 minutes a week working at a moderate to vigorous activity. So if you are walking at a low intensity for 150 weeks, you got to find some minutes there to kick it up a notch to get into moderate and vigorous. That's what you have to do. If you are not eating well, if you're not eating healthy, then you're going to start to incorporate more nutrients in a healthier diet. My husband just got home and my dog's going to bark. And if your body fat is too high, you don't need to just start focusing on your body fat. Why don't you just get a little bit more active and start eating better? Because then the body fat's going to come. So it's kind of like one of those things, when you look at the big picture, it might seem too overwhelming. And any small change is going to help you. So, the other thing that I want to mention is that, the other thing that I want to mention is that I talk a lot about how our bodies change and how we start to lose lean tissue as we age. And this is an indicator. This is showing that. This is showing that if you are inactive, the older adults were more likely to be less active and have a higher body fat percentage. So we know that we need to stay active because you're losing lean tissue and you're going to get fatter. And this research is just showing that's what happens. That's what we've been talking about. So be proactive and hit these things. Again, I found this very interesting, and if this is something where you just don't really know where to start, then I'm your person to talk to, because I can listen to what you have to say and I can help you. You can post questions here. And yeah, it only takes 3 days a week. So it's not like your life has to be completely flipped. So post questions here, and please share this. I am pretty sure that based on these numbers, you guys probably know somebody that might want to hear this or need to hear this. So thank you for sharing this one for sure, and thank you for your comments, and I hope you had a great day. And if you've got questions or anything that you want to post here, it might be one that I pick to address tomorrow when I answer the questions that you ask. Okay, and I will see you tomorrow.